Okay, so I want to talk about printing your documents, and I've got a number of different areas we're going to kind of explore with this. But the first one I want to show you is a command. It's a tool that is hidden that will allow you to reduce the number of printed pages. I mean, it's just a powerful little deal here, and it's what they call shrink to page or shrink by page or something like that. But whatever it is, you'll see it when we come to it. But it's a feature that is not in any of your ribbons. You're not going to find it anywhere. You go into your print area, you're not going to find this anywhere. But this is going to allow you to take, in essence, let's say we got a 9-page document right now. It'll allow you to reduce it to 8 pages, or better yet, let's say you got a page and a half document, maybe it's a letter, and you want to get that shrunk down to one single page. How do you do it? Well, you could go in there, maybe change your margins and change your font size and things like that, and a number of other little things, or you can let this feature do it for you. All right, so I'm going to show you that one to you first. So what we're going to do, first of all, we have to gain access to that command, and the only way we're going to be able to do it is to add the command to our quick access toolbar up here, right? So what we'll do is we'll click up onto the customize button up there, click onto that. We're going to go here now to the more commands, all right? And then over here, we're going to find the shrink. Now, I don't know if it's going to be in this list. Doesn't look like it. Okay, so instead of being, they say it's not in the popular commands. It's like, I think this is a pretty popular tool. I don't think anybody knows about it, so that's probably why it's not popular. Anyway, you click onto that and you tell it, okay, I want all commands, all right? This will give us everything that is in Microsoft Word, all right? And now we'll go down to the shrink area, and there it is, shrink one page, right there, all right? And what we'll do is we'll double click that. That puts it in there, gives a little icon there. I think everything else is good, so we'll just hit OK on that. And there it is. So now you can see that one right there, shrink to fit. All right, so currently look what we have here. Arial 13, about 1-inch margins here and everything else. 9 pages. So we'll go back up here and we'll click onto that icon. Now, look at this, it says Word was unable to shrink the document by 1 page. It was unable to do that. I have no idea. Well, the reason for that most likely is the fact that we've got so much in here that if it were to even change the margins or or shrink the text, it might have to shrink the text so small that you're not going to be able to read it. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to play something with this. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to do this. All right, so I'm going to go from this point, do a Control Shift End here. Okay, so now the document, and let me just zoom out here so you can see it. There it is. And I'll get rid of this. Oh, that's not showing up there. That's kind of weird. I guess somehow that got into the footer. I don't know how that happened. Let me get rid of that. And go over and get rid of that one as well. I have no idea how that happened, you guys. We got this up in the header. What the heck is going on here? All right, so there we go. All right, that might have been why it wasn't shrinking. We won't worry about it. Anyway, so here it is, all right? So again, we'll go ahead and we'll click on to this, shrink to fit. Look at that. That's pretty powerful. Let me do something real quick here. Let me just close this one up. All right. I'm going to try this again. I just reopened another document. I'm going to see if I can make this work, okay? But you saw how it worked with the 2 pages. That was pretty easy. But I want to see if I can get this from 7 pages down maybe to 6 pages. Again, it might be that we don't have a lot of room here to work with, right? But we'll click onto that. And there it goes. Now there's 6 pages. So what did it do? Well, look at that. We've got 11.5 point font on that, right? Now, should we push our luck? Sure. We'll hit it again, Now right now we're at 6 pages, right? Hit it again. There's 5 pages. Well, that's doing good. Okay, we're at a 10.5 point basically, right? Hit it again. There's 4 pages. Hit it again. 3 pages. 2 pages. And it says, well, you've hit your limit, right? And it's like, okay, fine. But that's pretty wild, you guys. Pretty neat little deal there. All right, so I'm gonna close that one up again now. All right, don't save it. All right, and then we'll just go back in there and I'll reopen it again. All right, so now we're back to our 7-pager. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a cover page to this. Right, so I'm going to click on the insert here, go to my pages, go to my cover page, and I'll just pick. Let's do this one here. All right, so there's our cover page. So now we've got 8 pages. Right, now if I go to print this out. All right, I mean, and printing is a pretty easy thing just in general, because I can just go back into File, go here to Print, all right, and it shows you a print preview. And because of just my screen size here, you guys, if I were to kind of just scroll down towards the bottom here, you'll see that I've got, you know, my page counter here, so I can kind of navigate and look at all the different pages I've got here. So got 8 pages there. Okay, so I've got a pretty heavy-duty printer here. This is color laser jet, but it has a lot of different bins to it and everything else. But one thing it does also is it does double-sided printing. So you might be surprised to find that your printer does do double-sided printing, and it usually will default to just doing single side. So usually what will happen, and you come in here the first time around or whatever, it'll come up like that, print one-sided. But if you've got a double-sided printer, you know, what they call a duplex type printer, then you'll be able to go down to this area here and choose, oh yeah, print it on both sides. All right, so that's pretty cool. How many pages do you want to print out? I want to print out all my pages, or you can say I want to print out pages 1, comma, you know, 4, comma, 6 or something like that, and it would just print out those pages, right? So that's pretty cool too. You could also tell it that you want to print it in, you know, right now it's in portrait. You can say I want to change this to landscape. So even though the document itself is portrait, you can make it print in landscape. All right, so that's an option as well. And in here you can also change your margins if you want to. All right. So it has a lot of page layout, you know, type tools in here that you can work with. You can also, and this is kind of interesting here, you can actually print multiple pages per sheet of paper. Okay, right now it's 1 page per sheet, but you can come in here and you can say I want to change it to 2 pages per sheet or 4 pages per sheet. I mean, that's pretty wild. All right, that obviously will save you some paper, but is going to kind of shrink it down quite a bit as well. So I think that's pretty straightforward there. Now, think about this. You can actually print out, if you've got the right printer, and as long as it's a double-sided type printer, you can actually print booklets. And what I'm talking about, it's kind of like if you go to church or something where you've got the missal, and it's like and you know what it is. It looks like a bunch of, you know, 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper folded in half, and you got this like mini little booklet here. And basically, you open it up, and you got your title pages on the top. Then you open it up. There's page 1. Turn it. You got page 2 and 3, page 4 and 5, page 6 and 7. That type of printing is very, very complicated. I mean, for the longest time, we weren't able to do that until the technology came around to be able to do that. So with most of your printers that are double-sided, you're going to be able to do something like that. Now, I'm going to show you how to make a booklet. All right. So we got 8 pages, not a big thing here. But here's how you do it. You would go down into your page setup. All right. And you click onto that. That will open up this screen here. All right. And it's basically the same thing as what you'd have if you were to go into your page setup, you know, in the ribbon. But in any case, though, it's got on here multiple pages, normal, right? Meaning you're not going to be printing out more than one page per sheet of paper. You click on that little drop down and you choose book fold, all right? I mean, this is unbelievable, guys. So what happens is it immediately turns your pages into landscape, but it does something like this, all right? There's your preview. And once you've done that, and I'm not going to be able to really show it to you here, but when you go ahead and hit OK to print it out, all right? So you're going to get, well, I guess we can see it here. So this would be like page 1 here, all right? And then, so imagine you're looking at this at the booklet. Imagine this being on top of this, right? So there's page 1, which is basically your cover page. You open it up, okay? The back side of this is on the left side. That's going to be blank. This is going to be on the right side, all right? And what happens is, let me just kind of go through this. So there's pages 3 and 4, and then 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and so forth. So pretty neat stuff there. But that's, and there's your back page there. So pretty neat stuff there. But that's how it works. I'm sure a lot of you have seen, you know, those type of you know, booklets, I guess. I mean, we call it booklets, I guess, but you've probably seen them. But that's pretty much how that works. And I'll tell you what's great about this. If you're in the business of having to create manuals or what have you, this saves you from having to use the old Iveco binding system or whatever you use to you know, bind your booklets together. You do something like this. All you have to do is get a special stapler that can kind of go in further than a normal stapler does, with heavier duty staples. You can find them in any office supply place, or best yet, you can go to your hardware store and they've got them there. And you would just you know, open up the pages to the middle, and then you would just put a few staples down the middle here and fold it back up again. And you can usually kind of press the spine of it to get it kind of be, you know, nice and flat. But I'm going to tell you, I've used this, I don't know how many times, for certain kinds of manuals that I've created for classes, and I'll tell you, it's just the best thing around. Now let me show you one more thing, and I'm going to kind of get out of this thing. I'm going to change this back to being just a normal. Normal there. All right. And I got to go back to portrait there. There we go. Okay. So what I want to show you now, how do you target certain bins to pull paper from when you're printing? Let's just say that for your cover page here, okay, you want that to be pulled from a bin that has like thicker paper, like cardstock in it, all right? And then all the other pages, you want them to be just being pulled from the regular bin, another bin that has just regular paper in it, right? So how do we make that happen? Well, what you can do while you're in here is you can go back and click on the page setup, all right? You can go over here to layout, all right? Oh, not layout, I'm sorry, to paper, right? So to paper, and you tell it that you want your first page to maybe be pulled from maybe tray number 3, because tray number 3 has the cardstock in it, right? And then all your other pages, you want those to come from, let's say, tray number 1, and that's just your regular paper, all right? And then once you've done that, you just go ahead and hit OK, and now that's how that will work. So if I were to print this right now, that first page would come from, you know, the third bin tray that I have, and then the other ones would be coming from tray 1. So pretty slick. So hopefully this helps you as far as printing goes. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you can use some of this information. Take care.